Welcome back to our video, and today I'm going to be showing you best loadouts for Season 4 Warzone. Now, the gameplay that you're seeing in the background, this is my personal favorite one, and I got a pretty clutch moment here.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you what all of the loadouts and the attachments are for the guns. And then, as you can see on the left, I have these three loadouts labeled 1, 2, and 3. That's the order in which I like them the most. So, my favorite class is this one, is using the Farah Assault Rifle with the Guru Suppressor, Spetsnaz PKM Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, XL3 Arms, and then the 60 round mag. Or if you're in a lower team mode, you can use a different mag, but I'm using the 60 on this. And then I'm pairing this with a Mac 10, Sound Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, Raider Stock, and then 55 round drum. Basically the original attachments, just instead of Field Agent, it's Tiger Team Spotlight. And then for my second class, I am doing in another SMG AR. This is the Cold War MP5. Agency Suppressor, Tiger Team Spotlight, Raider Stock, 50 round drum, and then Field Agent Grip. Then I'm pairing this with the AMAX, Monolithic, Zodiac Barrel, Commando 4 Grip, 45 round, BLK. Could pair this with, say, the Growl, or the Ram, basically assault rifles like that. And then my third class is the XM4 Swiss K30. Now, in any of my classes that have a Swiss or a Car 98, if it's a Car 98, you can also use the Swiss, or you can use the Car 98 over the Swiss. Swiss is if you aren't as good at sniping. Car is overall better, but it takes a little bit more skill since it doesn't have as much body damage. So these are my attachments for the XM4: suppressor, reinforced heavy, bruiser, 45 round, radar pad. And then if you're playing in a bigger team mode like trios or quads, you can use the 60 round. Then my Swiss loadout is a Sound Moderator, Combat Recon, the SWAT 5mm laser sight, Bruiser Grip, and then Drop Shot Wrap or Serpent Wrap. Serpent Wrap is better overall, but I obviously don't have it unlocked, which I'll unlock it in 2 levels. So that is the Swiss. And then I have my MW Throwback. It's a crossbow with the 16 round cable, the 100 LB, tac laser, Semtex bolts, the first one, and then sleight of hand. Then I have an XM4 class, no, the M4A1, I can't speak. Monolithic, the Grenadier barrel, tac laser, VLK, 50 round. And then these are my second loadout. So I have a high alert loadout if I'm, say, going to be in a hillier area for this final zone, or there's a ton of bushes and it's more so in nature. It's nice to have it because then you can see if there's people looking at you. And then there is my restock class if I'm trying to be more aggressive. And then I have my ghost for camping. And for all of these classes, I would suggest pairing these with a Ride as your primary, then your secondary Estrella, or Slaykov. But for my restocking ghosts, since I use them most of the time, I'm using Estrella. And then, if you say die and now you're coming back, but you'll know that your team needs to get into engagements, you pick up your fully loaded class. Now, I'm using a AMAX, Monolithic, Zodiac, VLK, Commando 4 Grip, and then the perk fully loaded. You can use any AR, you could use the RAM. Really, any AR. It just needs to be a Modern Warfare AR, so this way you can get the perks for fully loaded. And then I'm pairing this with the Soykov pistol, monolithic, auto barrel, tac laser, 80 round drum, and then perk fully loaded. And then I'm using restock with that. Okay, and now for my third class setup, you could exchange the XM4 for the Bullfrog or the LC10. The attachments on the Bullfrog are Roost Suppressor, Tax Force Barrel, Targeting Spotlight, Skeletal Stock, and then the Fast Mag. Now, with the Bullfrog, there's a lot different stuff that you can use. If you don't like the iron sights, you can use a Microflex LED over the Fast Mag, or if you're playing in, say, quads, if you want, you can go with a 65 round mag, so this way you can get that. And that's basically it. It's really up to preference. And then you already saw my Swiss, but here it is again. Sound moderator, combat recon, SWAT 5mm laser. It's basically a tac laser, but for Cold War guns. Well, sniper rifles, bruiser grip, drop shot, but for Serpent, if I had it unlocked, I would use that. Then I have the LC10, agency suppressor, reinforced heavy, targeting spotlight, raider, stock, and then 55 round mag. I would have used the Task Force barrel, but there's a lot of vertical recoil, so I made it the reinforced heavy. It does basically all that does, just doesn't do, it doesn't give it recoil and but the stray speed. So it's basically the same thing, just doesn't give you stray speed and also doesn't add recoil. So there's that. And then I'm pairing this with Car 98 monolithic, the longest barrel, tac laser, variable zoom scope, or a sniper scope. It's up to preference, but I would recommend the variable zoom. In my opinion, I feel more accurate with the variable. And then stubbled grip tape. And now I'm going to go over why I use which perks I use and why. So for your perk 1, you should use double time or EOD. Really everything else is pretty useless unless you're playing plunder. Then cold blooded could actually be useful. But if you're running into a lot of explosives, use EOD. And then if you aren't, I would recommend double time, or even in solos it's nice. I prefer it because for the movement speed. And then your perk 2, there's quite a few picks. Hardline and Point Man are useless. The only time that you would want Point Man is if you're playing plunder and you're trying to win, but since this is for normal modes, you don't want that. So overkill would probably be most likely for your first class. And then you can go from restock, ghost, or high alert, which I already showed my secondary loadouts. And then for your perk 3, everything is pretty much bad other than tracker, so you should just run amped. And then for tacticals and lethals, if you're in solos, you can use heartbeat sensor or stuns. The reason why I'm not using flashbangs is because stuns just last longer, and if you flash somebody, they can just run. Stuns, they don't have the option to. And then heartbeat sensor, self-explanatory, it's basically a mini UAV. Or well, portable UAV. And then my lethal is thermites. You could run claymores or proximity mines or simtexes or even throwing knives. Or heck, even C4. But thermites are just best all around. You can block off doorways. You can destroy vehicles easily. And then you can also use them to finish off players and kill players. The only thing that they don't really do is what the proximity mine and Claymore do. And then finishing players is they don't do it as well as throwing knives, but they're just the best all around. And so that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed, and bye!
Watch the skies. Enemy soldier incoming. Incoming.